Welcome all to another stream of Danganronmpa. Slightly later than usual by like 20 minutes or so, not that big of a deal. But but if you don't remember the last one, we ended the last trial of us being the ones convicted of the murder, but we never died because of alter ego. So now we're in this dump of wasteland, where it looks like there are some other stuff down here, like this. I'm pretty sure this is from like the first thing that we saw at the beginning of the game. So let's have a look around. That's a rocket in a tank. I better not think too much about what I'm seeing down here. What's on this side? Is that a plane? Is that an airplane? How did something like that wind up in the school's garbage pit? I don't know, Makoto. Right. It's locked. No matter how many times I pushed or pull or kick at it, it didn't budge. Getting out of here isn't going to be an easy. Well, if I'm not getting out of here anytime soon, I decided to look around for some food. Am I really that hungry? There's plenty of food here, but it's all rotten. But that was pointless too. Next, I searched for some water. How can I be sure which liquid I can drink and which ones are all around a bad idea? Again, pointless. I feel like I'm blocked on all sides, but that's still not not enough reason to give up because I'm still alive. As long as I'm alive, I never give up. After making that proud declaration, the next thing I decided was to go to sleep. My sleep was deep and uninterrupted. That was my only way to preserve what little strength I had left, after not being able to eat or drink. I can't be sure, but I think at least a full day had to have passed. And all I did was sleep, and sleep. It was like I was waiting for some kind of sign to come falling out of the sky. However, what fell from the sky wasn't a sign. Not exactly. What the? The strange sound pierced my silent isolation, jarring me awake. As I watched a pile of garbage joisted and formed an odd shape. Did something fall down over there? Something fell from above. What could it have been? Well, let's check. Did a giant piece of trash fall down here? I carefully stretched my hand out towards whatever it was and that had tumbled down here with me.
Just a second.
A giant piece of trash? Rude. Before she even emerged from the pile of garbage, I knew who it was. Giri!
It smells awful.
With a couple of noodle on top of her head. Look at that. Images you never thought you would see in your day. Kyoko?
Indeed.
You look like you're doing better than I expected. What are you doing here?
So...
Isn't it obvious? I came here to help you. I'm glad to hear that, Kyoko. Got a bit of garbage in your hair. She gave her head a quick sharp shake to get rid of the trash, then faced to me again.
Hey.
First, I have something for you. Go ahead and eat it. We can talk once you're finished. Thank you. I snatched the bread and water that she was holding out for me. Oh my gosh! Within seconds, it was in my mouth and making its way towards my stomach. Phew! That really hit the spot. Now I've got the energy. I need to keep going. You still haven't given up then? Of course not. After all, the fact that I can keep going forward is about all I'm good at.
Hmm?
Well, that's not a bad thing to be good at. Alright, Kyogiri, what else do you have for me? But Kyoko, Why did you come to rescue me?
So,
To pay a debt. Or, no, to atone. Atone?
you...
During the trial, even though you knew I was lying, you didn't say anything. So, you knew that I knew?
Indeed.
But even though I knew, I did nothing to help you. I abandoned you. Don't say that, you didn't abandon me. No, that's exactly what I did. I abandoned you in order to save my own life. You were trying to save me, and I couldn't bring myself to do the same for you.
However...
But listen, not that I'm trying to make excuses, but there was a reason I had to survive, no matter the cost. Why did you have to survive?
It's true.
To tell you everything. The reason I have to survive.
In other words,
is so that I can do what I came here to the school to do. What? I made up my mind to come to Hope Peaks Academy for one very important reason. So, you have some reason for coming to Hope Peaks?
indeed.
Or Hope's Peak? That's right. At least, I did once. Once. Until recently, I'd forgotten what it was. You forgot, but that's... I have no memory of what my purpose was. No memory? That's impossible.
Huh?
Amnesia? Then, it's really true. You lost your memory.
Makoto.
Do you remember, Makoto? Do you remember the first thing that happened to each of us as soon as we arrived at this school? The first thing. Oh, you're talking about when we fainted, right? I fainted, and then I woke up. I was trapped here.
That's right.
I fainted too, and then I woke up. I noticed a strange feeling of separation within myself, a disconnect.
It would seem...
Thinking back on it now, at that point my memory was gone. At that time, I'd forgotten. I couldn't remember why I'd come to the school, and I couldn't remember what my ultimate ability was. But what would make you forget all that?
Hey.
Strange, isn't it? It's hard to imagine it happened by chance. It seemed too convenient. Are you saying you think you lost your memory because...
Indeed.
I don't think. I'm positive it was the work. Oh, hi Chloe. I don't think it's, I don't think. I'm positive that it was the work of the mastermind. They stole my memory. How you doing, Chloe? But, why would they want to do that? There's only one reason I can come up with. Because of my purpose and my ability. Somehow, they would interfere with the mastermind's plan. So the mastermind just stole them from you?
However...
And it could also mean somehow my memories may be connected to the mystery of this school and the mastermind. I'm doing alright. Just got done with my first day back to college. Great times. I already don't want to be there. Which is why I have to get them back. That's why I've been investigating things by myself this whole time. But if what you're saying is true, why didn't you ask the rest of us to help you?
Why is that?
If I did that, and we all worked as one, the mastermind would have noticed right away. Plus, there's always a chance the mastermind is actually one of us. What?
Correct.
Well, don't make too big a deal of it. It's just a possibility. But since it is a possibility, we can't ignore it, right? The mastermind. One of us? Oh, Chloe, I have a question for you. So last stream, I had somebody by the name of Spaghetti God come into my stream. Do you know who that is? If she believed that, then of course she couldn't trust anyone around her. In which case, it only makes sense that she would look into her missing memories or memory by herself.
However...
That being said, there was no limit to what I could do by myself. Or there was a limit to what I could do by myself, which is why I asked you to help me. But why me? Because among everyone, you were the least likely to be the mastermind. That's just intuition, but I see. Your intuition was right though. There's no way an ordinary kid like me could have been the mastermind.
I understand.
Do you, Makoto?
I should understand everything. My goal isn't to get out of here. It's to stay here.
It's just like that, the dream I had before. Why did that just happen?
Listen.
Are you okay? Oh, yeah. It's nothing. Just right there and then. Who would have known? It's nothing, right?
Hey.
Even now, I still trust you, you know? I'm not used to relying on others.
Correct.
Imagine that, if your character was actually the mastermind in this. I know I never asked for your help. I know I never asked you for your for the help the right way. So I understand if you're not convinced. But I know that's even if I never watched the anime and this was my first time playing through it, I would know that Makoto's not the the mastermind because of the next two games. There's like a major thing that happens in the third one that makes sense for everything in this game. Honestly, I was convinced. I can't wait we played the third one. The third one's a pretty fun one. I think that's just her personality. You know, reading always fucks me up, but that's whatever. I better. You still want me to talk to Kyoko? You said you had a reason for doing all of that investigation on your own? So, how'd that turn out? Were you able to remember anything?
So...
I think there's still a lot I don't remember. But at the very least, I was finally able to recall my purpose and my ability. Wait. Don't worry, I was tripping too. I don't know if we can do that, Cody. Just sit here and talk to Kyoko all day. You mentioned your ability. My ability. What everyone should have known me for. I'm the ultimate detective. The ultimate detective?
Correct.
And the reason I came to Hope Peaks Academy, there was someone I had to find here in the school. You had to find someone? Who?
So...
Well, it was the headmaster of Hope Peaks Academy. The headmaster? Why did you find why did you want to find the headmaster? Because he's my father. Chloe, all you want to do is play League. You don't want to play anything else though. What?
In other words...
I was separated from him as a child. As it turns out, he became the headmaster of Hope's Peak. Cody, no, Cody, stop. Please stop. You need to stop this now. Kyoko's dad is Hope's Peak's headmaster? Then that explains when Ultra Eagle told us how he thought the headmaster was involved. I'll find a way. Huh? No matter what it takes, I'll find the headmaster.
No matter what?
No matter the cost.
So,
Kyoko, what's going on? Okay. I already understand this, Kyoko. My memory had to come back at that point. But when he said that, I felt strange. Wouldn't we all like to meet their parents? Chloe, that is... No. Bad Chloe. It makes perfect sense now, of course, since my whole purpose for coming here was to find him. That makes sense.
However...
But listen, Makoto, I want to make this perfectly clear, so there's no misunderstanding. No, I have not watched JoJo. Somebody by the name of Spaghetti God came in here with 3 different accounts last night, asked me 3 different questions. And one of them was about if it was bad that he hasn't watched JoJo. Or she. I don't know who that person was. Wait, Chloe, what part? Did you start with like part 1 or whatever? Or are you starting with like the latest part? Yeah, Chloe, do you know who Spaghetti God is? Have you ever heard of somebody named Spaghetti God? What scares the most about that too, Cody, is that the first one that he followed me with is my league nickname. Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't know who this person, cause like he actually went Nico Ni, like my actual league name, like to a T, and it's weird. I don't know who that person is. But listen, Makoto, I want to make it oh yeah, I already read that. I said the headmaster wasn't the mastermind, but I didn't say that I wanted to protect him. I only said that I felt based on what I've seen when I snuck into the headmaster's room. Then, what did you see in there?
So...
The room has been ransacked. The shelves were a mess, the desk drawers were dumped on the floor. The only conclusion is that someone who didn't know where anything was had been in there. You mean the mastermind, right?
It's true.
That was my assumption, yes. And to confirm my suspicion, I decided to investigate the second floor of the dorms, using the key I found. I never knew there was a second floor. The second floor had dorms on it. I never heard of this. But why there? Because I also found this in the headmaster's room. Some kind of map?
Indeed.
It's a layout of the entirety of Hope Peaks Academy. I found it in the headmaster's room, along with Mukuro's profile and that key. The map showed that the second floor was home to a number of rooms meant for faculty use. Some of the staff must have had to stay overnight from time to time. And I figured the headmaster would have some kind of private room there. I assumed that if that were true, that room would likely hold more clues. So I went to check.
Correct.
And that's when I finally remembered. I remembered the purpose was to find the owner of that room. So you went to see if the headmaster really did have a private room there?
However...
But once I got there, I noticed that the second floor of the dorms. So, what was it like? That part of the school, I mean. It's hard to describe. All I can say is, the moment I saw it, I realized whatever's going on in this school is more horrific than we ever imagined. What do you mean?
So...
I can't explain it. You need to see it for yourself, and I'm sure you'll get your chance soon enough. It sounds like it must be important and really ominous. Are you starting at the beginning? How are you liking it? I just for me with JoJo, Chloe, I just can't get past like the art style for like the first what 3 parts, 4 parts of it. I just don't like it. Like the latest part, it looks alright. There are a bunch of tweaks, but let's finish the game today. I don't know if I have that kind of time to finish the game today. I know we're super
However-
close. Just Omega fight. Okay. Which is why I had no idea what was going on with the rest of the building. I don't know, it just never really appealed to me that much. It has to do with Mukuro Ikasaba, doesn't it?
However,
Just to be perfectly clear, I didn't kill her. And I know it wasn't you either. I know you're right, but that just means everyone but you and me had an alibi. So then who did kill her? A bit off? Their huge muscular builds in the first few parts are not offsetting or off-putting. They are definitely off-putting to me.
anyway,
What I can say for sure is that the mastermind is directly involved. To begin with, the point of the class trial of Mukuri Kasava was to get me killed. Get you killed?
indeed.
I stole the key and disappeared. And in relation, they wanted to draw me out and eliminate me. You know, I can't blame you for that, Chloe. I would have
Correct.
figured. I would have figured that's what you would came for. Or you came for that anime. That was the point of the class trial. It was. The mastermind knew they couldn't interfere directly. You mean because of the school regulations?
That's right.
Exactly. With minimal restriction, you're free to explore Hope Peaks Academy at your discretion.
In other words,
The mastermind is adamant about following the rules, and with the rule in place, they couldn't step in. Since they couldn't kill me themselves, they tried to use the class trial to do it. The mastermind couldn't step in because of the rules. That makes it sound like the mastermind themselves is somehow bound by the school regulations.
hey,
There's one other thing I'd like to point out about the murder of Mukuro Ikasaba. What's that? There was a point where Mukuro may have not become the victim. It could have been you, Makoto. It's just because they needed the rules. It's a school, you need rules. I don't know. Because like, what's the point of you not being able to explore the school and not learn about? Cause like, the whole point of the mastermind. Cause I don't want to ruin for Cody. I was gonna say the person's name, but the point of the mastermind themselves is it's a game between life and death. So they want to try to make it as fair as possible, I would say. They don't care if they die. It's just a fight between hope and despair at this point. I could have been the victim.
indeed.
Well, it's because, look, we are the ultra lucky, or the ultimate lucky student, Chloe. So, our super luck just rubbed off onto Kirigiri. Don't question it. You know what I'm talking about, right? Do you mean during the night,
I...
I can hear them, you know. The footsteps of the god of death. What? Oh, okay, Cody, oh god. I can hear the god of death as he moves. The ability naturally draws me into cases, just like this.
Anyway,
Which is exactly what happened with you. It was in the dorms and I had a sense of dread. I looked down the stairwell and saw a white shadow cross the corridor. I gave chase right away. As I followed it, I saw the shadow into your room.
correct.
I ran into your room and saw what was happening. I intervened immediately, of course.
However,
That wasn't the end of things, of course. I stopped them, but that led to whoever the masked assailant was. They ended up dead,
correct.
and their murder was disguised, and the JoJo key wound up in my room. It all has to do with the work of the mastermind, and attempt to make this class on trial to eliminate me. I need some water.
Oh.
So this all would mean that whoever killed Makuro is also the mastermind, right?
Indeed.
JoJo, more like, please Chloe, stop. I want this to be a JoJo free zone, but I can't stop you. My dog is Merlin's just sleeping behind me, Cody. Sorry, I'm not affiliated or have any emotes. Yeah, he's just laying on my bed asleep. I don't think I have conclusive evidence, but that's what I think. But that's really bad if it's true. It means the mastermind can kill whoever they want if they feel like it. Wait, but does that create another contradiction? The mastermind wanted to use the class trial to try to kill you because they couldn't interfere, right?
Correct.
You're right. This is a contradiction. Contradiction. And it's not just Mikuro. They needed the class trial to kill me, but seemed really ready to kill you in your room. Everything you did is a contradiction. So, what does it all mean?
In other words,
It means the mastermind is the one who's been cornered. Huh?
Makoto.
Just a little more. A little more and I should be able to figure out the mastermind's identity. The identity of the other ultimate despair. Well, it's not really the other ultimate despair. Mukuro was actually the ultimate soldier. And there's no doubt that Mukuro was the ultimate despair. And that she's dead. But I don't think the ultimate despair is just one person. It's not?
Indeed.
If you think about it, the ultimate despair seemed to implicate whoever caused that event. You're talking about
That's right.
what happened a year ago. The biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history. The tragedy, whoever's responsible for that, you actually get to see that in Danganronmpa 3. We're all the I don't know about that. They're the ultimate despair.
It would seem...
That describe desiccate or no what? No, we're not all the ultimate despair. That decide this. Oh my god! Why can't I? Despicable? No, I am not reading that right. Whoever's only purchase of motivation comes from despair. Despicable? Despisable? I don't know. I can't read apparently. Then there,
Indeed.
make no mistake, they're the root of evil that forces us to go through this. That is the ultimate despair. Despicable me. Okay. And that is our real enemy. 100-mile dash pain of junk food junkie. And we end it. And there's still 6 people. To be continued. Well, dude, we got Dream Island Rocket. That remains number 2. 5 alive. Wait, Cody, what the? Wait, Cody, what? that rocket was the first rocket that you see at the beginning of the game, where it shows Monokuma killing a random student. The ultimate despair. A group of people who caused the tragedy 1 year ago. Those same people put together this killing game and began broadcasting it around the world. The most desperately awful group of people ever. That's the mastermind's true identity. Our enemy has finally been revealed. Okay, what do we do? But right now
Anyway,
we have to get out of this horrible place. Figuring out the rest of the story can come after. Yeah, you're right. Can we leave now? Kyoko, you want to leave? Right around. It's locked, but we have to have a way to open this door. Kyoko has the key, right? Please tell me, Kyoko, you brought the key with you. Kyoko, do you still have that one thing? Monokuma's secret tool that you got from the headmaster's room?
indeed.
Of course I do. It's absolutely a vital part of ensnaring the mastermind. I would never part with it. And I can only open it can open any door in the school, right?
That's right.
That's right. Then we should be able to use it on that door, right? Use it on the door. Hey Kyoko, we can use that key of yours to open this door, right?
It's true.
Let's find out. I swear, if we can't open this, there's something wrong. Kyoko took the key with Monokuma's design on it and slid it into the keyhole. And then, click. Yes, it opened.
Indeed.
And now we can get out of here. Let's go. Sounds good. We quickly opened the door and made our escape from this garbage pit. I believe this is the last chapter. I think this is the last chapter. Finally. We were finally free. But there wasn't even time to take a breath of relief, because the real fight had just begun. Ultimate pain, ultimate suffering, ultimate despair, ultimate execution, ultimate death. I actually like the name of that title for this chapter. After leaving the garbage pit, we found ourselves in a tunnel extending straight up like a chimney. There was a metal ladder leading up the tunnel. We started climbing the ladder, intent on reaching the surface. No looking, Cody. You can't look up her skirt. The the ladder was impossibly long. I couldn't even see where it ended. We climbed into darkness. The passage was so dark and cramped, I couldn't even see my own feet behind underneath me. I had no idea we were so far down.
Hey,
I think that's a lie. Cody, you're lying. Don't lose your footing, you'll slip. I won't be able to catch you. Yeah, I'll be careful. But now that you said that, I'm getting kind of nervous. Maybe your talking will help keep my mind off of it. So Kyoko, there's something I wanted to ask you. You said that you're the ultimate detective, right? So how long have you been doing detective work? How long?
So,
Ever since I can remember. I come from a long line of detectives. Detective work is in my blood. You know, I do feel ice cream sandwich actually sounds delicious. More delicious than um my lunch I had earlier. There was a time when being a detective was considered a sacred duty. My family always seen it that way. Yeah, yeah, man, it's in my blood. Then is your family famous?
wrong.
Quite the opposite, actually. We're infamous. Even among actual detectives, many people haven't heard of us. Huh? But how come? It's your family tradition, right? So,
Right.
because we take pride in it. Pride.
Indeed.
A detective is neither light nor shadow. We represent neither justice or nor evil. That is how we can uncover the absolute truth. We stand neutral in all things, and to do that, we have to stand separate from the rest of society. Which is why we've made a conscious effort to conceal our existence. A conscious effort?
It's true.
It's kind of old-fashioned, and I can't say it's entirely rational. But it's our family creed, and we do that. We must, or, and yeah, and we do what we must to protect it. Because, like I said, it's our source of pride. Source of pride? Pride. So that explains. Before I came here, I was looking up info about the school online. I never saw anything about her because she hid herself on purpose to protect the pride of her family.
However,
And yet, I gave up some of that pride. Huh?
I...
In order to enter Hope Peak, I had to reveal myself to the school. I didn't knowing it was something a true Kirigiri detective would never do. Wait, so like, if they never like truly show themselves to the world, how do they live? Do they just live in a remote area or something like that? Like in the woods? But the reason you gave up that pride, the reason you would go as far to enter Hope's Peak, is because of how much you wanted to reconnect with your dad, right? There's no shame in that.
What?
Reconnect? I had absolutely no desire to reconnect with my father. Huh? But you'd be reuniting after all those years, right? You would have had so much to talk about.
Wrong.
So do I, Chloe. I actually live in the woods too. There's nothing I want to talk about my father. Or want to talk to my father about.
However,
There's something I want to say to him though. What?
I...
No matter what it takes, I have to find him and tell him, face to face. What is it?
So...
I want to sever all ties with him. Sever? The last time I saw him, I was still very young. So I don't remember remember myself. So I don't remember myself, but apparently he was extremely intelligent. He was in line to become the next head of the Kirigiri family. He was talented, he had a promising future,
However,
but he had no interest in detective work. So he cut himself off from the family. Dang. Not long after that, my mother died, and he simply ran away. He went to my grandfather, and they had a huge argument. And young as I was, he left me behind. I'm sure there's a reason for that. I'm sure your dad wanted to take you with him.
right.
If that was true, then I need to thank him. Thank him for leaving me. Because unlike him, I take pride in the work I do. I take pride in my family name. So every last part of me was happy he didn't take me with him. If I'd gone with him, I never would have had the chance to become a detective. It actually might just be us talking to Kyoko this whole entire stream. I was above Kyoko on the ladder, so I wasn't able to see her expression. So I couldn't tell. I couldn't see how she looked when she said that, what she might have been feeling. All I could tell was that compared to her usual self, she was more talkative and more emotional. I don't blame him, you know. He had his own life to live. That's what anyone in my position might say, right? But it's not true.
However,
There's one thing that I can never forgive. Really.
so
The way everyone else looked at me, I was never sad about being left behind. Like I said, I think it was a good thing.
however,
But when the rest of my family looked at me, they saw something different. They only saw me as the little girl that was abandoned by her father. That's how they see me even to this day. This shadow has been following me my entire life. I'm sick of it. I need him out of my life. I need to step out of his shadow.
correct.
That's why I need to find him and tell him we're no longer family. In order to settle the past. It's not even that, Chloe. He just left Kyoko. He's like, yo, I'm gonna go get a pack of cigs and I'll be right back. And never come back 20 years later. In order to settle the past. In order to remove him from my from my life forever. I have no doubt he forgot about me years ago. But your family, to just cut him out like that?
Wrong.
Our only connection is through blood. Nothing more. Are we connected by heart and soul? No.
Hey,
Is blood really enough to call someone family? Only connected by blood, not by heart or soul. I was so shocked to hear her say something like that. I didn't know how to respond. So instead, I said nothing. Are we finally out of there? I just kept climbing the ladder in complete silence. Okay. And after I don't know how long, we finally reached the top. Where does it even lead? I don't even remember. Looks like this is it.
indeed.
On the other side of the door is Hope's Peak is waiting for us. We're back.
That's right.
Remember, the hatch on the ground is near the trash room. I'm fairly certain that's where we'll come out. I unlocked it earlier, so it should be open without much trouble. Well, here goes nothing. I reached my right hand up and pushed against the hatch. The hatch opened with ease, and so... Oh, it's nighttime. Looks like we're back.
Whew.
I can't believe how long that ladder was. I'm exhausted. I can't really say we're safe and sound, but at least we're out of there. Now we're back in Hope Peaks Academy. Kyoko, thank you. I would have never gotten out of there without you. No thanks is necessary. I was returning the favor. Alright, what do we have to do now, Kyoko? So now, what do we do? I'm glad I didn't die, of course, but if there's a mastermind... But if the mastermind finds out, and I'm worried about you too. You helped me, so they might...
Listen,
You're worried. Yeah, of course.
So then,
Then let's just get a concrete answer, huh?
in other words,
Let's ask Monokuma if there's a problem with you escaping. Wait, that's
however,
if we try to hide. It's only a matter of time until we're found out. And it's not like we could run away. As she said that, she pointed to a nearby surveillance camera. You're saying rather than stressing out over getting caught, we should just give up now? Don't worry. What you think is going to happen isn't.
because
The mastermind is the one that is snared. The mastermind is ensnared? You said something like that before. What does it mean?
so
The mastermind stood exposed during the investigation into Mukuro's death. There was a moment where the mastermind let their guard down. There was?
right.
If we could talk to Monokuma, we can confirm it. And it would be better for us to get to go to him directly before he tracks us down. That should help with our negotiation. Oh my god. Negotiations. There we go. I'm still a little super uneasy about this. But we don't really have a choice, do we?
Indeed.
Monokuma should be in the gym.
Shall we go?
Let's get going. Yes, we're gonna leave this area. Creek.
Well now.
Hey. Kyoko, I don't mind so much.
I don't.
Makoto's supposed to be dead. What's he doing here? That's exactly how I thought he'd react. Are we going to be okay? You're supposed to be punished. Did Kyoko help you?
What?
So what if I did? What will you do? If the guilty party is exposed during a class trial, they alone will be executed. It's unfortunate, but that is the rule. So now I'm gonna punish you again, and this time I won't leave anything to chance. Kyoko,
Right.
do whatever you feel you have to. What?
However,
But before you do, let me just say one thing.
now,
If you execute Makoto, that means you lose. Not that that matters to you, right?
Huh?
I lose?
Hey!
You! Explain yourself! What does that mean? Or what do you mean by that?
because
Well, you set up this latest class trial yourself, right? I was getting in your way, so you wanted an excuse to kill me.
in other words,
I was supposed to be chosen as the Blackened, and then executed, right? Hey, what are you talking about?
however,
But when Makoto chose to overlook my lie, your plan came crashing down. The results of the trial weren't all what you were expecting. Because you never imagined that in that position, one person would protect others like that.
right.
Another like that. And in response to that unexpected development,
Indeed.
you reacted by proclaiming Makoto the Blackened and trying to execute him. You made that choice out of desperation. No, more than that. You must have realized that Makoto, who refused to be manipulated, was a threat to you as well.
However,
But then there was another unexpected development waiting for you. An entirely an entity that would throw a wrench so to speak, and your previous execution machinery. Alter ego. You never imagined the possibility of a being that could come to our aid after you killed it.
Am I wrong?
Now here's the absolute truth. Makoto didn't kill Makoto, you did.
Listen to me.
So executing Makoto for it would surely be a violation of your rules, which I know you love so much. If the blackened is exposed, they alone will be executed. That's what you told us, right? And that means I lose? You talk a big game, you're saying the blackened is me and not Makoto?
Well?
And you can prove this, right?
Well,
No, I can't. Don't just say it like that. What is this? A comedy routine? To make such bold claims without a shred of evidence?
that doesn't matter.
I don't have any right now, but with a little more time, I guarantee I'll find some.
That's right.
Because no matter how deeply you try to bury it, there's only one absolute truth. Or there's only ever one absolute truth. And now you're trying to talk like some kind of famous detective type?
Because
If Makoto really was the killer, he never would have come to you willingly like this. He would have feared for his life, feared another execution. He would have tried to run and hide. He would have been griped with despair you so love to inspire.
however,
But here we are, confronting you with nothing but hope in our hearts.
What the heck?
Alright, Chloe. Probably not. Probably when we start investigating, I'll probably end the stream. But thanks for coming. Have fun taking a shower and getting ready for your senior's pictures tomorrow. Or today, or tomorrow, yeah. Have fun. And that's supposed to be enough to convince me in the absence of evidence.
indeed.
It's not that I'm trying to convince
Hey.
him. If you were to execute Makoto now, everyone out there watching this would be extremely displeased. Huh?
Indeed.
Imagine what everyone out there would think of you if you killed Makoto. They would assume that you killed him because what we said was exactly right.
Listen to me.
Despair can never kill hope.
Hey,
Of course, you can always just always say we're just making this all up. You're welcome to prove us wrong. No, you have no choice but to prove it. Because if you kill Makoto without proving your own innocence, you'll be accepting your own defeat. If you want to earn our despair, fair and square,
that's what we have to do.
that is just you take my advice. So what's this advice of yours?
It's true.
To do Makoto's trial over again. Only this time, you follow the school regulations to ensure it's a fair trial.
It's time for one last showdown. One final battle between hope and despair. Hey,
Well, that would make a proper, that would make for a proper climax, wouldn't you say? A fair trial, one last showdown, in other words. This would be our chance to expose the true identity of Mukuro's killer, of the mastermind themselves. But what reason would the mastermind have to accept the challenge? They'd probably just execute me without another word. Interesting.
Barrett!
Very interesting indeed. Barry?
What's wrong?
Oh, I was getting bored, so I decided to change things up a little. So time for bear jokes. Now, what you suggested might be possible. It would certainly make for one honey of a climax.
in other words,
Does that mean you accept?
You guys!
If we do things your way, that'll be enough to convince you. and the viewers, right? And it would cause you unbearable despair, right? Then I'm prepared to agree to your terms. Will your hope win out, or will my despair claim victory?
I can barely contain myself.
Let's have one final grisly showdown. He agreed. Then we still have a shot at this.
Bear it.
But this is the long-awaited climax, right? Just guessing the killer is barely fitting in.
Guys,
So for this final face-off, we have to unearth all the mysteries that have been buried here. All the mysteries? That's right, every last mystery that's pawing around the school. If you can do that,
I can barely contain
then
myself.
that'll be enough to qualify as a victory for you.
It's true.
That's what we've been trying to do all along. Okay, well good. Then let's bear it all. If you can claw your way to the truth of Mukuro's death and solve the mysteries of this school,
You guys.
then you win. But if you can't do all that, we'll all face execution, right? I can barely contain my excitement. When you learn the whole truth, what kind of despair will you show me? We're as excited as you are, I'm sure.
Listen to me.
When we've uncovered every last truth, how will the ultimate despair reveal their own despair? I honestly can't believe how this all turned out.
Hey,
But before we get started, I want to clarify one more thing. Do you remember the rule? When one student kills another, that's when a class trial is held.
What's wrong?
I remember that for sure. So what?
hey,
I just wanted to confirm that is what you said, right? And is a true statement? You don't have to be so suspicious. I've said it before, but it bears repeating. Everything is based off the school regulations, and having a trial for Mukuro is no exception to that. Mukuro's trial is no exception, then it's part of the regulations, which would have mean whoever killed Mukuro. It's very polarizing approach. I know, but okay, enough puns. Anyways, here's a hint. I'm sure I told you this already, but this killing game began with 16 participants, all of them high school students. And the only people to take a single step in Hope Peaks Academy since the killing game began. Are those 16 students? What?
listen.
Are you telling the truth? Why'd you go quiet all of a sudden?
Now I'm really angry.
I'm done talking. I got nothing left to say to you. Get lost, would ya? Why so mad? He seems emotionally unstable.
Hey,
Leave me alone. Get out of here. Okay, I'm going. You really gotta let me go? I don't even care anymore. You're all gonna get your punishment later anyway. I need to start getting it ready. A super duper extra special punishment overflowing with despair.
Hey,
Come on, Makoto, let's go. Okay. Makoto's unstable laughter seemed to be clinging to us as we walked away. And just like that, we're out of the gym. I could hardly believe it, but somehow I ended up not getting executed. I still had my life, and we still had a chance. Overall, things turned out way better than expected. Once again, I was in Kyoko's debt. Alright. We're gonna save right here real quick. And we're gonna actually call it, because I believe what we're doing next is, what am I thinking of? is investigation work, and I shall leave that for the next time we stream, which will probably be tomorrow, probably around the same time, around 1:30ish. It was probably streamed for like an hour or two, probably more closely to an hour. But anyways, thank you guys for coming today for today's stream. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and hope to see you guys next time. This is Rollout Dino. See you in the next stream.